Hey y'all, this is Amazon from Wyoming, and today's date is 3/25/19. I don't know if you can see it, maybe I'll roll it down. Had my port removed today, and got my clean bill of health last Monday. Still don't have any eyebrows, but as you can see, I'm getting hair. I like to wear my wig. People say it looks good on me. It's real dark. But anyway, I went and saw my doctor. I just love him, and the nurses, I took them some flowers, thank them for all their care that they did for me, and saving my life, basically. And that took about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and local numbing, cut it out, stitched me up, and put this on, and I'll go see him next week, and he'll take whatever stitches he needs to take out of there. Feels really funny now, because you get used to having it, and I know I did. It didn't really bother me, so don't be afraid of getting a port. If your doctor puts it in the right place, it shouldn't interfere with anything you're doing. And I was really protective over my port during the whole 14 months. I didn't let anybody put their fingers on it or, touch it or anything like that. Even at the hospital, I wouldn't let them play with it without me watching them, because they kept trying to say, oh, well, you're not feeling good, it must be infected. No, Dr. Anderson knew exactly what he was doing when he put it in, and I protected it because it was a direct line in my bloodstream, and we got through that real good. And I was telling the girls there today that when I started this, it was to be a video of my journey through stage 2 breast cancer, and that when I was looking online, when I first was diagnosed, I couldn't find anybody that finished up, said today's my last chemo, and tomorrow I'm, gonna go set off to see America or something like that. I couldn't find anybody that did it. So I came up with this idea when I started back in February last year, that I was going to do video for each thing that came along, whether it be a chemo or a radiation or something else. And no matter how sick I got, and no matter what the results were going to be, that I was going to do this all the way to the very end. For women out there like you, like me, that went in search after being diagnosed and couldn't find anybody that lived. And you don't know if they lived or died. So you're kind of left off. You'd follow their story, and then all of a sudden the videos would stop. And you're like, shit, did she live? Did she die? Whatever. So this is like, I would say I'm going to do probably 3 more. And then my last one, like I said, is going to be with me getting on my motorcycle and riding off into the sunset. And that'll be the last of the breast cancer until I do a checkup in 6 months. But anyway, I thought I'd let you know. Total weight loss was about 43 pounds. I was quite heavy when it started. I think you can tell by my photographs. My face was real full, and of course, I had cancer. I didn't know that. They say you're supposed to be skinny if you got cancer. Well, no, that's not true. And they always said, well, if you got small boobs, you'll never get cancer. Well, that's not true either. But a couple of things I did learn. If you're a heavy drinker and you're a woman, you're more susceptible to breast cancer. And me, I worked around chromium. And I worked in the factories when I was young. And I thought at first maybe that's what it was. But it turns out when I had my hysterectomy, I left my ovaries thinking I might need them for my going through the change here, because I'm 55. And leaving the ovaries, they started overproducing. So that's what fed the cancer, was my ovaries were feeding my cancer. And who would have known? So I take a drug now called tamoxifen, and until I can get in and get Dr. Sheridan to remove my ovaries, I'll have to stay on that drug so that I go through the change like I'm supposed to. It suppresses that estrogen level. I even noticed that the hair on my chin used to grow like where I had to shave it once a week. Now I don't have to shave it like once every 3 or 4 weeks. And so that tells you that it's working. But it's got a high incidence of blood clots and some other nasty side effects. So I think as soon as I get done talking to my back doctor, I see him on Wednesday, and we'll see if we can figure out a plan to get my 2 herniated discs taken care of. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. No more numb feet, because I've had numb feet for a year and a half, and it started out like gout, but it wasn't just gout. It was the nerve bundles being, sciatic nerve being pushed up against by the herniated discs in my lower back. And I see him Wednesday, so we'll make a plan on that. And then, whatever time it takes to heal from that, and hopefully that'll come out okay. And I'll be a new toy. That would be so nice. To be able to work in the yard again, be able to carry groceries again, be able to exercise again, and that's how that works. So anyway, like I said, today I got the port taken out. I feel good. Life has been good. My husband and I are stronger than ever. You know, this really brought us together. And I think you'll find out who your friends are when you get sick. They come and go, and sometimes they go away and they never come back. And then you got to be careful too. You'll have, I like to call them emotional vampires. They're friends and you love them to death, but their life is so miserable. You know what I mean? Everything is miserable in their life. And I'm going, I can't do this, man. You know, I'm battling cancer. I can't deal with somebody pissing in my Cheerios all the time. So I had to get rid of a couple of people in my life, but they weren't really that close to me anyway, because one of them had backstabbed me pretty bad years ago, and I never really quite got over that. But like I said, if you go back through my videos and you're having a hard time finding the ones that have to deal with breast cancer, here's my kitty. This is my breast cancer kitty. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, Tita. And I'm the one that smelled Mom's cancer. Yep, I'd smell it under her arm. And she did. I had her about 12 years. And she has never, ever done that. And she's never done it since. But the month she discovered my cancer, she was, you know, digging in my arm and smelling in my armpit. And, you know, Nina was licking my arm. And it was like they were trying to tell me something. And it just so happened my foot was swelling up at the time. And I went into Casper Imaging. And the gals down there, they're wonderful people too, Casper Imaging. And she said, well, you know, we're doing the ultrasound on your leg. Why don't we just go ahead and do your mammogram while you're here? Your insurance will cover it because you haven't had one in a couple of years. And I said, yeah, you know, my boob's been hurting. Usually it just hurt like when, you know, that time of month when your period would come. But then it started hurting and it getting to the point where it hurt so bad at times I had to do cold packs and hot packs. And then I knew something was wrong, you know, and my husband said the same thing. He said, no, I don't think it's cancer. You got, you know, fibroids or something. You've always had a hard breast over there. Well, sure as shit, it was cancer. 2 kinds. So anyway, like I said, you're going to go through a lot, girls. It's no easy journey. I lost 47 pounds. I spent the last year and a half, you know, diarrhea consistently, constantly. That's probably going to be your biggest battle. And stuff that works best for me may not work best for you, but I like the Walgreens Imodium pill form over the counter. I would take 2 of those in the morning, and then I would take 2 in the afternoon, and it would keep me from dehydrating, because you're going to battle that real hard too. Dehydration is a big, big, big thing. I even still have it sometimes, because I still battle diarrhea when I eat, you know, the wrong foods right now, because my body's still kind of spitting out the rest of the chemo that I had a couple, 3 weeks ago. But anyway, so this is probably the 3rd to last video on breast cancer, and I'm one of the 89% that survived, and the rates go up every day. Every day they're finding new ways to battle this. Maybe someday we won't have to take all of these nasty, nasty medications and have this poisonous stuff pumped into our bodies. But with that, I pray for you. Stay strong. Keep positive people around you. Get 5 of your closest friends to be your angels, so you don't wear anybody out. You know, you can rotate them out. 1 week, one person does this with you and for you, and the next person does that for you, and blah, 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 and do it that way. because then nobody feels used and overused, and then you don't feel guilty and that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people here in town, like the Angels, up here at Wyoming, Rocky Mountain Oncology. They have great services. One of the gals even came and saw me in the hospital when I forgot to tell them I had a Lunesta shot, and my white blood cell count went all wacko for 8 days, and nobody could figure it out until we figured out, well, wait a minute, she had a Lunesta shot, and it raises your white blood count. So no, I wasn't dying. I just forgot to tell them a medication I was on. Anyway, a lot of little things. If you go back through my videos, you can find, you know, ways to keep the mouth sores down to a minimal, help with the diarrhea. I really like the Aveeno for lotion, especially about the time you get your radiation burns, because on mine, I think it was number 11 is when it started getting pink, and I had 39 of them, so about 1/3 the way through, you're going to get pretty darn sore there. When you get in the shower, don't use any loofahs or any wash rags. Don't use any soaps that have alcohol-based. You know, even some of the baby shampoos with the fragrance and stuff, you might want to watch out for. I like the lavender baby wash. It got me through pretty good. And then if you're in the shower, make sure somebody gets you a chair. You know, because you're going to be weak. Your bones are under attack from the chemo stuff. And I still use my chair. You know, occasionally I'll get in the shower just to sit there and relax. But I can't afford a hot tub. But anyway, so when your radiation starts burning, you're just going to have to kind of cowboy up, and, you know, don't peel it off if you can help it. Let it kind of slough off. But if you get in the shower, it kind of helps soften it up a little bit. And I don't know, I think you can find in some of my videos where I showed you. And here is the final look. It looks bad, but it's just wrinkled. That's just wrinkled because they had to get in there to get the 4 lymph nodes out, because 2 of them were infected with cancer. And it's still a little dark, but that's it. I mean, healed up. There's no openings, and it's still a little sore in places. You know, down here where the skin's kind of screwed up. I always tease Dr. Anderson. I said, yeah, you did a fucked up sew job, dude. He just laughs. I mean, look at what he was working with. You know, he had to get the lymph nodes out of there, and those are tiny little boogers. And imagine you tear up a lot of skin doing it, and a lot of meat. But anyway, I thought I'd tell you that. This is the third to the last video for breast cancer, and we're going to move on and get busy on politics. So, good luck and God bless. And if you have any questions, leave them in my leave them on my page. I look back all the time to see who's watching, and I don't have a lot of subscribers or anything like that, but it wasn't about that. It was about getting therapy, you know, rather than writing. I did video, so this was also my therapy, and it might be good therapy for you too. And I thought, you know, if something did happen to me, at least my kids would have something to look back on and, you know, see me once in a while and remember me how I was before I got sick, and then how I looked afterwards. So God bless, and stay safe and keep the fight, man. Keep the fight.